years back, the district, this was, I want to say probably still 2005, somewhere there, 2004, 2005, or the district went through a process very similar to this. Went through the whole conceptual design process, had a building ready to go, presented the building in a very different way than the voters presented the building now. It was prior to the referendum being scheduled. It was prior to the approvals had already been done, but it wasn't yet ready for referendum status, basically. And it kind of became a little bit politicalized, the process. And what ended up happening was the high school never made its way to vote for either people to reject it or vote for it. It stopped. It went out, boom, was no longer part of the process.
So it's almost like I'm hearing from you that the board wants to make sure that there's no slip-ups this time.
No.
That it goes through a little bit easier and faster.
No, so I will definitely disagree with that because I don't think that is the situation. I think the situation from the history that was kind of shared with me was that there was a small group of very bad individuals that kind of did not allow the rest of the community to have full information and the opportunity to vote on the project.
And you probably should have said this at the beginning. It's really key for everyone to keep in mind. What's the role of the Board of Education? The role of the Board of Education is to provide thorough and efficient education for every single student who enrolls. And part of that thorough and efficient education is to have a proof over it. So we have a responsibility, the four of us, the 4 of you here tonight, plus our 5 colleagues who aren't here, to provide a thorough and efficient education, which includes space. So if we see demographic issues coming up and a lack of space, and we don't act on it, we are abdicating our responsibility.
I think everybody here knows that I'm against the project, but it just seems that you're articulating a point of view that's saying, well, we tried a project in the past, we got public pushback, there wasn't enough public support, so we didn't want to go through the open and honest process before we voted on it to get community input. That's the perception, that's what I believe to be the truth.
Fails. Does that mean we'll never get any capital improvements whatsoever? Will there be another opportunity for us to vote on a future plan?
There's another opportunity. So for those of you who aren't sure of what the process actually is, what happens is when you go out for a referendum in a school district, if it doesn't pass, the school district has to wait 1 year before they put another vote up. They have an option in that 1 year to either revise the plan or keep the plan the same. Sometimes districts will keep it the same, sometimes they'll revise it, sometimes they'll work out a different process and they'll try something else. I've seen it in multiple ways, but you have 1 year to wait and then it goes up again. You do have
So how many students are enrolled in the Hoboken Public Schools today, and how many would be able to enroll if this plan passes?
That's actually another really good question. So right now we are probably right around 3,000. I haven't checked in the last day or so, and it does fluctuate a little each day. But in terms of if the building or the referendum is passed, it would add an additional elementary school, but it wouldn't necessarily assume the enrollment of an entire elementary school because we would be shifting some students from each of the schools into the new Demarest school. But I believe the projections in the demographic study show probably, I need to look at the study in order to be able to give that to you, John. Yeah, I wouldn't want to give a number that's not accurate. But the building, the high school building itself, is being built for the 814 students, but the capacity of the building is bigger than that. So the capacity could fit over a little over 1,200 students.